Good morning. My name is Ms. Gomez, and I'm the manager for the sales support representative team at Carnival Cruise Line. Let me tell you a little bit about our team and what we do here. Our team supports travel agents and potential accounts to drive sales and marketing engagement and development opportunities. We work with agents and charters, meetings and incentives existing and potential accounts through phone calls and emails. Our representatives are also responsible for developing ongoing practices and tools to support the broader sales and trade marketing teams. So, Mr. Martinez, you're applying for a full-time position as a sales support representative. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I have my bachelor's degree. I'm currently working towards it at the Florida International University in communications. I have over 5 years worth of sales experience. I used to work at Chase Bank, where I developed most of my sales techniques. After this, I worked at the University of Miami in the call center, where I was promoted within a year to the insurance verification team. And within that year, I was promoted to a senior verification representative, where I currently work as a floater. In this position, I work for different departments wherever I'm needed. If somebody's out or if somebody's sick, I actually take over their work for the time being while they're out to make sure that everything is done correctly.
What is it that makes you seek a position with our company?
Well, I've always wanted to work for Carnival Cruise Lines. I actually applied for this particular position a couple years back, and there was a restructuring within the company, so I wasn't able to get hired at the time. And it was a little bit of a letdown for me because I really wanted to work for the company. I've actually heard from current employees that it is a great place to work with a lot of room to grow. Carnival Cruise Lines is also known to have a great team environment, which is something that I've always looked for in a company. It's something that the University of Miami offers and something that Chase Bank offered when I worked there.
Describe a situation when you used your verbal abilities to successfully influence another person.
The best idea or the best example I have of this is while currently working at the University of Miami. I had a lot of patients that weren't aware of their healthcare coverage and benefits. There were occasions and a lot of times where I had patients that had issues when it came to certain procedures that they needed, and their insurance providers would not cover those visits or procedures. So it was my goal and my intention to teach them about their insurance plan and about other insurance plans that most likely would fit their healthcare needs. I've had experiences with patients that had cancer where they had certain insurance plans that did not cover any type of cancer-related visit, which is something that would not work in their favor, obviously, because they do need treatment. I had patients that had needed Botox injections. The Botox injections that they needed were due to stress, and they would have heart attacks, which would actually numb their face. So they weren't, or paralyze their face, paralyze most of their body. So they would need these Botox injections to help them with their daily functions. A lot of them didn't know that their insurance plans did not cover these visits, and they would have to pay out of pocket. So it was my goal to teach them and get them kind of guided in the right direction with the right healthcare plan.
How old are you?
Well, I know I may seem very young, but I actually have over 5 years of experience in a sales position.
What motivates you on the job?
Growth. I like knowing that I can move up in a company by working hard. With the University of Miami, I was able to move up quickly because of the effort I put into my work. It was something that I would want to do if I worked here at Carnival Cruise Lines. I know from past employees and current employees that there's a lot of growth within the company, which is something that really motivates me. While I worked at Chase, it was something that also motivated me. I was able to move up within the company, and the University of Miami, I was able to do the same.
How long have you lived in the United States?
I was born and raised in Miami, Florida.
Last year, there was a lot of strife among our sales staff. If you had been with us, what would you have done?
I try not to let frustration get in the way of my work, even if it is something that is occurring with other employees. I would have just put all my effort into my work, and I would have made sure that I was doing the best I could do even in a negative situation. I've been in situations like this before where other employees feel that things aren't going the right way. They feel upset. They feel upset at certain situations. They actually try to rally other employees to get on their side. And it can be a little distracting because you're trying to get your work done. Obviously, there's going to be things that you don't agree with. and it can be very frustrating. Maybe you have a boss or a supervisor that you don't see eye to eye with. But my approach has always been the same with any of my jobs. I always just stick to the work, to the task at hand. I make sure to get everything done in a timely manner. And I try to kind of block out the negative situation, block out what's going on around me, and make sure that I get my work done in a timely manner.
If your company suddenly announced the closing of your facility by January 1st, what would you do?
Well, a similar answer to the last question before this. I would try not to let that come into mind. I would want to make sure that I stayed focused on my work. Again, sometimes things like this can be very distracting. I would make sure that my work was done in a timely manner when it came to this. I've actually been in situations where a branch is going to close. When I worked at Chase, I remember they were going to open up another branch nearby, and they had threatened to close our branch. A lot of employees were very worried. A lot of rumors started. And the best advice I gave at the time, or the best advice I was given, was to just stick to the work. You don't actually know what's going to happen. You don't know the outcome. They'll tell you things. You'll hear things through the grapevine, through other employees. The best thing to do is just stick with the task at hand and get things done in a timely manner. Most of the time, they're just rumors. Even if they were facts, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe the branch is closing. It's possible that they're going to take all the employees to another branch. They could be keeping certain employees. So again, I would just stick with my work and get everything that needs to be done at the time.
What accomplishments on the job are you most proud of?
I'm proud of getting the senior position at the University of Miami. It's actually a great accomplishment because many people at the University of Miami that have actually worked there for more than 5 years are not seniors. And this is something that is considered a higher position, and it's actually right below a supervisor position. I've known people that have worked there, that have experience, that have insurance verification experience, that are still not senior employees. When I first applied to the University of Miami, I had no insurance verification background. I came in with from Chase with a sales background, and they took a chance on me, which I greatly appreciated. And believe it or not, after a year, I was promoted from the call center to an insurance verification position. And a year after that, I was promoted to a senior position. And within the senior position, I was promoted as a floater, which I described earlier, as someone that takes over other people's work. They have entrusted me with other people's work when they're out or when they're sick. They feel that I'm the person that can get things done in a timely manner.
How would your past employer describe you?
Hardworking. I was someone they could always count on when it came to getting work done. There were many times, again, that people were out on vacation, they were out on leave, they were out on sick. There was many times where I had employees that were out on maternity leave, they were out for 3 months, and their work needed to be done. So I worked very closely with my supervisor at the time. She was always giving me work to do, always giving me things that needed to be done in a timely manner. I had situations where I was working 2 to 3 employees' work queues at a time, and those 3-4 employees had different specialties. Because the way it works in insurance verification is that you'll be working insurance based on a specialty. So you can be doing oncology, you can be doing cardiology, endocrinology, and there would be instances where employees would be out for those specialties, and I would take over. So I would have to learn 10 to 15 different specialties, and they trusted me with that work. And I would be doing 4 or 5 different specialties at a time and getting all the work done, work that individual people do when they're in the office.
Do you have any questions for me?
I do. What would the hours be if I were to be hired for this position?
Well, we don't come in on the weekends, and we work from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch break.
Okay, awesome. And my last question is describe the culture of the company.
We're multicultural, and we have a very, very diverse staff.
Great.
Mr. Martinez, I've enjoyed talking with you this morning. We have a few candidates applying for the position, so give us a little time if you don't hear a response right away. If you need to contact me or you have any questions, my phone number and my email address is on my business card. Have a good week.
Thank you so much.